पोर्चुगल निकला तो रास्ता भटक गया, लेकिन फिर उन्हें एक गुजराती व्यापारी मिला, कीनिया की मालिंदी पोर्ट में, मालव मांडवी का रहने वाला।
So please read a beautiful book by this gentleman called A.L. Priolkar on the Goan Inquisition. You read it, I can't think of a single Inquisition that has happened in Europe which matches the barbarity of this Inquisition. And it's not only Hindus who suffered. Indian Christians, Jews, everybody suffered as a consequence of this Inquisition. How people were burnt on the stakes and how they were hounded out, how temples were destroyed. That's a different history altogether. Goa today has a Portuguese character when you visit the place, but that is the consequence of a forced inquisition and a forced conversion. Those who accept a certain religion by conscience, it's their choice. You can't come in that way. But when it's imposed, then there is a certain problem. And when the fact of imposition is sought to be suppressed, then that gives rise to a different problem altogether.
दोस्तों आज हम बात करेंगे यूटी, दादर एंड नगर हवेली एंड दमन एंड दीव की। अगर टेक्निकली देखा जाए तो यह सबसे नई यूटी है हमारे प्यारे भारत की, बट इसका इतिहास कुछ पुराना है। 1987 में गोवा को राज्य का दर्जा मिलने से पहले ये पुर्तगाल के कब्जे में थे। 1961 में जब गोवा को पुर्तगालियों से मुक्त कराया गया, तभी उसी समय दमन दीव को भी भारत में मिलाया गया। 30 मई 1987 में इसे एक अलग केंद्र शासित प्रदेश का दर्जा मिला। 26 जनवरी 2020 को दादर, नगर हवेली और दमन दीव को मर्ज किया गया और एक नई यूनियन टेरिटरी बनाई गई। वहीं बात करें एरिया की तो 603 किलोमीटर स्क्वायर इसका एरिया है। पॉपुलेशन लगभग 5,85,000 है। लिटरेसी रेट 88% है। दमन यहाँ की कैपिटल है। अगर बात करें लैंग्वेज की तो गुजराती यहाँ की फर्स्ट लैंग्वेज है। दीव एयरपोर्ट यहाँ का मुख्य एयरपोर्ट है। दमन गंगा नदी यहाँ की सबसे मुख्य नदी है। देविका बीच तथा जैमपोर बीच यहाँ के खूबसूरत बीच है। फिशिंग यहाँ का मुख्य व्यवसाय है। वीडियो पसंद है तो लाइक करें, सब्सक्राइब करें। अगली वीडियो आपको किस टॉपिक पर चाहिए जो मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में जरूर बताना। जय हिंद।
Let us trace the footprints of our Saraswat heritage. एक इंटरनेटर दुसऱ्या सारस्वत मुनी आमगेले गुरु आशिल्ले आणि तिसर म्हळ्यार सरस्वत न्हंयची तिरारी इंडिया आशिल्ली ही सरस्वत इज द मॅप ऑफ मॉडर्न इंडिया. हांगा गोवा आणि मुंबई शी वुड स्प्रिंग इन द हिमालयाज, देन बॅक ब्रह्मावर्त 300 BC मध्येंतून deeper than the Saraswati River, join Bias. A few rains true. Right, sir. Paikalya. Yamuna water from these Saraswati River was high. Layers of over 3,000 years. पावसाळी ईस्टाक मूव जाल्या तक पावल्या. हे आमगल पूर्वज. Saraswats amongst Bengali 3 BC to the split is that your family cut dairy over the years. Daud Padeli scriptures burn Karnataka. Daud Padeli scriptures burn केली, जाती बाटोंच्या टॉर्चर केलें अशपुरा. त्यामुळे ती सारस्वत गो सोडून सौताक वचून सेटल जाली. दावड पाडयली, स्क्रिप्चर्स बर्न केली, जाती बाटोंच्या टॉर्चर केलें अशपुरा. त्यामुळे ती स्कंद पुराण Parshuram who lived like a Kshatriya. Once this haircut taka, Ram has a divine axe that makes him undefeatable. That's the whole way of life. Jal not find any invokes Lord Varuna, the god of up to the Konkana means demarcated land. So Konkan most learned Brahmins he can Parshuram Tanka. Konkan region is found on the western coast of Ram Tanka Sanmanara Pon, which is from Maharashtra. आणि एक दोन लेट्स डू अ क्विक रीड भास उलयता आनी ती येवन बना पडला थंय थंय तांणी द इंडिपेंडन्स ऑफ आवर संस्कृत इटसेल्फ रिकॉग्नाइज्ड कोंकणी एज अ सेपरेट लँग्वेज इन इट्स ओन राइट. आवर हेरिटेज हैज वी परफॉर्म वेयर वी वर born. दिस हेरिटेज इज द लेगेसी वी ऑल शेयर. लेट अस सेलिब्रेट आवर प्रेशियस कल्चर टुडे. लेट अस फील प्राउड टू बी कोंकणी.
Do you know the real history behind the name Mumbai? The name Mumbai is derived from the Sanskrit word Mumbapuri, which means the city of Mumbadevi. The city was originally known as Mumbapuri by the Koli fishermen community who were the earliest inhabitants. Mumbadevi is a goddess who was sent by Tridev, god Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva to defeat a demon named Mumbaraka who was terrorizing the locals. After defeating the demon, Mumbadevi decided to stay in Mumbai and protect its people. The Koli fishermen community built a temple in her honor, which is the present-day Mumbadevi temple. In the 16th century, the Portuguese arrived in Mumbai and renamed it Bombahia, which means good bay. The British took control of Mumbai in the 17th century and they anglicized the name to Bombay. In 1995, the Indian government officially changed the name of Bombay back to Mumbai. This was done to restore the city's original Hindu identity and to remove the vestiges of British colonialism. The Mumbadevi temple is a symbol of the city's rich history and culture.
Did you know that Mumbai was given as dowry to the British? Well, I just learned this today. The story goes way back to the 1600s when the Portuguese gave a proposal to the King of England, Charles II, to marry Catherine of Braganza, who was the sister of the King of Portugal. Now, the Portuguese had taken control of Bombay in 1534, but there wasn't much trade going on in Bombay at that time. The British were a growing power and wanted to take control of Bombay. The Portuguese saw them as a perfect partner because in exchange for Bombay, they would take their help to fight the Dutch and the Spanish. Both parties agreed, and in 1662, the marriage between King Charles II and Catherine took place. But after the marriage, Bombay was eventually given to a company on an annual rent of just £10, and that company was the East India Company.
To call a Parsi a dog lover is an understatement. Dogs have a religious as well as political symbolism for them. When a person dies and the soul leaves the body, it makes its way to some kind of waiting area. Over there, the soul is met by a dog who then escorts it to the gates of heaven. Even today, at a Parsi funeral, a dog is brought in to confirm whether the person is dead. In 1832, some British Gora decided that he wanted all the stray dogs of Bombay to be killed. The Parsi community took to the streets with swords in their hand and said, "Hurt the dogs and show." They were challenged and violence broke out. This was called as the Dog Riot, and it is officially the first riot in Bombay.